Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 7th of May 2019. Before we have a look at the pound, I want to start off with the Dow. Today, you can see the daily chart here. You can see yesterday was a bit of a wild ride. And the reason for all of this, it started off in the early hours when we saw that out of the blue, apparently, global stocks crash as trade talks collapse. This is the trade talks between China and the US, and this sent the Dow to the downside here, which you'll see this was the gap of early hours of Sunday and Monday, as prices then moved lower. But as with all of these things, any sort of gap down is going to see the market come back, and sure enough, it rallied back yesterday. As I keep saying, they will not let this market go until they have to, and we see yesterday that straight through the 200 bar moving average there, and they just drove the prices all the way up. And then this is the interesting bit, on the overnight, or just before the close, before the overnight I should say, the last bar of the session, which is this one, which is at 2200, the market then fell apart. And the reason for this was this market's replunge as Leitzer confirms tariff hikes after China reneges on promises. So this then sent the market, get the right chart, lower again by 150 points, and is currently sideways to higher, sitting around the 200 bar moving average there. It's coming back through this now, and as I've said before, they want to keep this market on the highs. They want to get back to the all-time highs as well, to keep the illusion that everything is just fine. And I think, if I remember rightly, there may be another, there we go. US stocks stage miraculous rebound while global economy suffers longest losing streak in history. Never gonna let you down. Obviously, a parody there of the Rick Astley 1980s hit. So we see the Dow starting to move back to the upside there. What I would be inclined to do is just to redraw some of these, and let's have a look and see where we've got upside potential here. I'd go from this high down to yesterday's low. This area here could be a bit of a resistance as prices move back to the upside. I mean, they're likely to, given the efforts by the plunge protection team yesterday. They're going to try and bring it back anyway, and this is going to be a crucial area because we could see this and then this, because don't forget the implied volatility levels are still down in the lows, 11.7. See this, 1397 for yesterday. So they're starting to move up a bit, but nowhere near have we seen any sort of 100% increase in implied to show any bottom in this correction. So again, it's important to keep an open mind about what's going on. So watch the market coming up to here. And Friday is D-Day with regards to this trade deal as well. If there's no deal done, Trump has threatened to increase tariffs from 10% to 25%, and that could be the catalyst to send the markets into a bit of a tailspin. So watch out for this on Friday. Economic news, there isn't any today. It's only medium impact, and let's face it, after yesterday, you can see that it doesn't really matter what the news is anymore. The market is so manipulated. There is no free pricing in this market anymore, as the Fed continue to intervene and move the markets back to the upside. The pound yesterday, this was down. You can see trading down towards the 200 bar moving average, and has been moving up overnight. Apparently there is some sort of Brexit breakthrough with Labour and May. I'll have to wait and see what the vote is, but the pound quite stable at the moment. Down yesterday as the dollar moved higher as the market sank, and you can see they're sideways to higher. Up well on Friday, but no real volume to support it. So treading water for the pound there. Meanwhile, in Bitcoin, this breaking out once more. We saw the market break out on Friday, Saturday and Sunday were quiet. Yesterday the market drove higher once more. But again, the frustration here is that this has all taken place overnight, and yesterday the market was fairly range bound, so we're still struggling with this. This is what we want. This is what we want in the main part of the session, not at midnight onwards when we're actually asleep. So very frustrating to see this, that the market's making these moves outside of the regular hours and then trading sideways when we could take advantage of it. So again, it's a bit frustrating there to watch this market at the moment. So, but it will pick up on the intraday in the 15 minutes as the eyes start to look at this market. I also read an article on Zero Edge about a major bank also starting to trade Bitcoin. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, here we go, found it. Fidelity will start institutional Bitcoin trading within weeks, according to this article. More institutional investors are engaging with digital assets, either directly or through service providers. So again, having had sort of 18 months of a pullback in this market, the interest is also returning, which is why we're seeing the market moving back to the upside now. So an interesting developments coming here. We just need more intraday volatility during the hours that we trade here, which you can see there. So yeah, we've got to get rid of these black dots, which are losing trades where we've got more volatility. You can see how it even just started to pick up a bit here, which is what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. These tiny little bars are neither use nor ornament. So it started to pick up towards the end of the session yesterday, and then overnight it's had a bit of a run. But it will change, as it did a couple of years ago when we were in the throes of this market moving, and it was great trading. So patience is the key. There's plenty going on in the Dow and the pound as well at the moment. So certainly interesting developments as we head into the rest of May and into the summer as well. But keep in mind, just going back to the Dow, that they're likely to bring the market back and see what happens on Friday. That's going to be the key here. Okay, that will do it for this one. Quick roundup after the holiday weekend. Let's see how things pan out today. No major economic news items, but as I've said before, they don't really need that anymore to do what they need to do, and economic news items can get in the way of just moving prices back to the upside, in particular within the stock market. Okay, that will do it for this one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.